this video we are going to talk about the Inception. I suppose I should probably give it like a more like suspense intro. I suppose, you know, like the Batman, like I'm Batman, the Inception. To be fair, I don't think it really works. However, I reckon if trading didn't work out and if physio didn't work out, acting could be on the cards, boys and girls. So anyway, the Inception entry. So the reason why I'm doing this video is to give you a video reference for you to come back to should you need it in terms of understanding what the Inception entry method actually is, because it's not taught in the original course. However, the concept is exactly the same. So because of that, I didn't feel I needed to do another video to explain how to enter a trade. But what I'm going to do in this video is to explain to you guys how you can understand the Inception and when's best to use it, and basically how I use it. What I'm hoping to do is in this video, I'm not going to show you trade examples because I think the trade breakdowns are clear enough, and I want more of you guys to watch the breakdowns because there's a lot that I say in those breakdowns that I feel is beneficial. And I'm trying to increase the amount of engagement those videos actually have. But I'll give you guys the breakdown of how the Inception entry is used, right? So the Inception entry is basically a confirm within a confirm, okay? We call it the Inception. I don't really know why it was called the Inception. It was just a fancy name. There's nothing special about it, okay? There's nothing special. There's no secret. This is nothing... it's nothing too exciting, right? But it just it helps us like tell you that this trade was taken via an Inception entry, and you guys know exactly what we mean. Whereas saying confirmation within confirmation, to be fair, it's long. it's very long. But simply put, okay, and this can be used on any time frame that you wish to use. Okay, so let's start off with. Let's think about this. Okay, so say we have a breaker structure, okay, and we have a POI. So say this is your higher time frame, right? This is rule number one, okay? What that means is that this is only intent. So bearish intent. So let's say price came from a bullish move, okay, for example. So we got a bullish order flow and so on, and now we have a breaker structure. Now what we know is that from rule number one, that entry position number one, it's very low probability. However, we make it high probability by doing our confirmation entry, which is simply what? It's simply our two rules again, right? Okay, and then we enter either off the first break, or we enter off or we enter off the second break, and so on. Okay, that is it. This is our standard confirmation entry where we enter from here or we enter here. Okay, simple as that. However, even though this increases the chances of winning the trade, there is another way that we can improve our odds. And how do we do that? This is where Inception comes into place. So how do we do it? So say this is your higher time frame, price has approached your POI, and now what you have is you have rule one of your lower time frame, okay, and you have your first POI. Some people obviously can enter straight off here, right, which is fine, that's not a problem. And some people obviously enter straight off here, which is obviously the higher probability. How do you do the Inception? The Inception is basically, so this is your confirmation model, right? Either confirmation pattern 1 or confirmation pattern 2. It's up to you, whichever one you wish to use. Okay. Now, say when this happens, you've got entry point 1. What the Inception is this. So the Inception is basically, actually, you know what? I think I could do this. I can do this cleaner. Bear with. So we've got this. So this. There we go. And essentially we are waiting for this to happen inside there. Okay, so essentially we are waiting for this to happen in there or in here. Same thing. So what does that? What does this mean? What does this show? Okay, this is basically showing that when price enters your entry OB on your confirmation entry, we confirm it again on a lower time frame. Okay, but just remember it has to be a lower time frame for you to confirm it again. Don't do it on the same one. And what it means is you can either enter off obviously the first break or obviously the second break. So rule 1 or rule 2. Okay, simple as that. So the entry position is exactly the same. The confirmation patterns are exactly the same. All it is, you are confirming and confirming again. So say that this is your 4 hour. Okay, and then say that this is your 1 minute, and then this is your 5 second. Okay, so from a 4 hour we have this 1 minute confirmation, and then we have a 5 second confirmation either on the first entry point or the second one. Your highest probability is obviously when you have your order flow, when you have your liquidity grabs. You guys should know this from the order blocks video in terms of the confluence video, and you should know it from improving your odds video basically. So the Inception entry is basically a confirmation within a confirmation. Now there's another way that you can do this to also increase your odds. However, it's a little bit more complex in terms of, well, not complex as such because you do get used to it, but it's basically another confirmation. So what that means is, let's say that hold on a sec, let me make this easier for myself. What? How come that said it did nothing? Oh, okay. You know what? That's fine. I'll leave that where it is. So say that this is your 4 hour, okay, and say again this is your 1 minute, and then say that this is your 15 second, and then either here or here you can do this again. You can do that and say that this is your 5 seconds / 1 second, or you can do from 5 second to 1 second, okay, or you can do, say that this is your 5 minute, you can do this as your 1 minute, and then you could do that again as your 5 second, or you could skip that part completely. Now what is the downside to doing this? Because there are downsides to doing this. Now you have to bear in mind this does not mean you are guaranteed a win. However, with this entry method, what I realized is I am taking more break-evens than losses, okay, which is ideal for me because, you know, who likes to lose, right? You want to take as many break-evens or wins as possible, right? But bear in mind, you will lose with this entry method. There's nothing, you know, this is not going to prevent that. However, this improves your odds of winning. But there is a downside. If you are, because sometimes I confirm it and then use the Inception. And if there's part of me that feels like I'm not too confident in the trade, obviously I shouldn't take the trade, but in terms of following the rules, I'm happy to do so. I would confirm it again. Okay, I can't really describe that feeling. It's like an intuition feeling. It's like a gut feeling. I can't really explain that side as to why I do it. But you know, if there's part of me that, you know, wants to pull back a little bit, I would confirm it again. The downside of doing this is that price can just fly. As we know, when price hits in terms of order flow, when you have that mitigation, and then suddenly you have that full release, okay? The thing is, you're trying to catch it at the ideal mitigation, which is obviously the second mitigation point, right? So I just realized I'm speaking so fast. I did not mean to do that. Essentially, we're looking to catch that whole impulsive move, okay? Regardless of the time frame that you're doing it, we're looking to catch that move. So if you are confirming your trade and confirming again, you do risk the chance of missing the trade completely. So this is where it taps into your psychology as to, are you happy to miss the trade if you are simply following your rules? But one thing for me is that by doing this, my win rate has improved massively. But not only that, I've taken a lot of break evens, and I've taken a lot of, or not taken, I've missed a lot of trades, and I do miss a lot of trades because of this, because I'm over refining. And that is where, you know, you need to decide where's your happy medium in terms of how far you refine. I can't tell you how far to refine. I can't tell you how far to confirm. You know, you have to do that by yourself to determine, you know, what you're comfortable with. Because for some people, 15 second, 5 second, 1 second, I said 5 second twice. Then these time frames are too uncomfortable for some people, which is fine. It will take some time to get used to. So if that's the case, go from 5 minutes to 1 minute, or like for like some weird time frames, like 7 minutes to 2 minutes. You know, it's up to you. But in terms of how far you confirm, you need to find what you're comfortable doing. I cannot confirm that for you. I cannot decide that for you. I can only show you what I am doing. And it's up to you guys to obviously take the information away and then interpret it in your own way and try to understand it yourself, right? But the Inception, there's nothing special, okay? There's nothing real special about it. The name probably makes it sound special, which wasn't the objective to start off with, to be fair, but I guess it sounds pretty cool. But it is literally the same rules. And in terms of improving your confluences, from the Improve Your Odds video, you should know that in terms of improving your odds, you should be looking for liquidity grabs, looking for your order flow confirmation, and so on. And basically, the rules are exactly the same. You either enter at rule 1 or rule 2. Okay, it's as simple as that. But in order to do this, again, it does take some time and practice. But you can do this on any time frame. Like, let's get rid of the 4 hour, because I don't like giving you guys set time frames, to be fair, because some of you guys fixate on time frames, and I don't really know why. Because essentially you have to trade. Oops. You guys have to trade. You know what? Why is it doing that? Waste, man. Okay, there we go. So essentially, you guys have to trade what is visually clear to you, and I can't stress that enough. Trade what you see, and what you see only, not what I see, not what anyone else sees, not what other students see, because it may not be clear to you. Okay, so that was like your swing trading, intraday trading, right? Say if you're scalping, this could be your 5 minute or 1 minute time frame. That could be your 15 second, and that could be your 5 second. And then if you wanted to, that could be your 1 second. However, I think if you're scalping, don't go this far. You'll most likely miss the move, or you'll be catching it halfway down the move, which is not ideal. So just bear that in mind. And in terms of the rule set for this, in terms of the violation of the 2 rules, ideally, yes, you want to go up the time frames if you violate your 2 rules. The reason why you do that is because you still don't want to break the original trading range, which is from here to here, right? You don't want to still start, like, you don't want to try incepting when you're down here, because it doesn't make sense, okay? You just still stay within this range and try catch it as much as you can above 50% of that range, okay? That's why the 2 rules is in place, in terms of if you violate it, go up the time frame just to make sure you are still within the ideal range. If you don't find an entry, it's fine, okay? It's fine. Let go. You don't have to follow that. You don't have to follow that time frame. Just accept the fact that you've missed a trade, which is fine. It's not a problem. There's so many opportunities daily, weekly, and so on. You will find opportunities. You just have to learn that ability to pull back. But in terms of that Inception entry, that is it. So what I implore you to do is for you guys to check the breakdown section and go through the trade breakdowns, because there is a lot of Inception entry video, as well as the scalping video shows Inception entries as well. But pay attention to what's being said, pay attention to what's being shown, and also try and understand and observe how the second structure is read. It's exactly the same. The only thing that's a little bit weird is this: in the seconds time frame, you'll have candles, and you have dot 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 candle dot dot dot. It looks a bit stupid, right? But get used to watching those videos and understanding how structure is being shown, where's your highs and lows. The rule set's exactly the same, and to be fair, once you grasp it, you won't forget it. It's a weird skill. Like it should go to a point where you're taking these trades without even thinking too much about it. Like your mind should be completely clear. But in terms of Inception entry, that is it for this video. There's nothing more for me to say. This is purely here for you guys to have a visual representation in terms of what an Inception entry actually is, and I hope it makes sense. But for now, I'll leave you guys be, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the video.